Okay, so I'm excited as always. And Asiaos, Malaysia, Malayu, or the universe, well, anyway. Um, we actually be back. Just had, just a break from last Sabbath, and we are back at it on another feast day. Okay. Okay. I'm going to start with this because y'all see the subject there. Why racism? Okay. Um, so I want to speak my point of view, according to truth's sake, not to make up any my opinion. Um, man, I might cry talking about this because I think this is one of the most touchy subject besides polygyny or dealing with religion. But this is one of the. I think this is the first, yeah, the first touchiest, if I don't know that's the word, subject to bring today. Okay, I will say that in my opinion because we have a lot of people, a lot of them. And let me just say this: I'm not here to um, throw any type of attacks on anybody. Not trying to make people feel like they're nothing. Not trying to degrade anybody's character. Um, Not trying to degrade people's composures. But we have to speak this, okay? Because let me explain what racism is, okay? Racism is your own versus you don't want to give what you have. And it has to do with character. It has to do with clothing. It has to do with talent. It has to do with your spirit. It has to do with what you've been studying. It has to do with confusion. Um, so, like right now, many of us that is in our own nations, we have problems at certain, mostly time periods. Okay, we got people they complain about why is there delays of getting assistance from the government. You have people they have problems on relationship wise, like why did he or why did she cut me off the relationship and the person said we just have to see somebody else or see other people. It could be relating to that, maybe something they seen in you they didn't like, so it turned out to be a cutoff. It turned out to be some type of division, okay, going on. Um, we got people complaining when they get a phone call. They call the IRS asking where my money at. We have depopulation. Oh boy, let me start with that term. Depopulation, fellas. We have a problem with our babies. We got people that don't want you to have babies in China. They don't want you to have more than one child in China or Japan. Um, we have um, deaths, people getting raped and abused, bullied in school because of racism, fellas. This is nothing to play around. We got people that walk in the damn street corners and they get their ass beat because they wear a leather black coat, look Italian, and they could be walking and walking just ain't not causing any. This can be with Israelites, so-called black people. I don't use black fellas. Don't take it personal. I don't use black because black means ugly in the dictionary. Black means darkness. It means wicked. Don't trust. Look at the Webster's dictionary. Anyway, um, we even got certain Philippines, man, that get picked on. Okay, I got a step granddaughter as we speak. I don't speak her name, but she gets picked on in school for no reason. Okay, I'm sure y'all have children go through the exact same problem. Y'all have lovely children and y'all take them to school, and then y'all get a report, and y'all can't go to work because you got to deal with your child. You got to deal with this and that. You got to take a week off your job. You got to take a few days off. because you're stressed out because of racism, right? This is racism. This is division. This is hate and confusion. We're going to go to scripture, obviously, to deal with these problems. And, oh, let me say one last thing, which I'm tired of. You get people that say, you can't marry this person because this person is white and you Israelite, or you Hispanic and you married to a Chinese. We're gonna deal with that. I think that's real stupid. I'm mixed. My woman is Philippine. So, but you got people, they say, oh, if you marry somebody, if you marry somebody, they call it interracial marriage. I don't use that term. Okay, that sounds racism type. But they say, oh, if you marry somebody besides your nation, your race, you know, your culture, you will be. They say you go to hell. We're gonna deal with that in scripture. That's bull doo doo. Okay, or bullshit. Okay, because first of all, on the contrary, to speak analogy, how many colors of dirt that we have in the earth? We got like 50 plus colors of soil, dirt. Is it not true that we've been created by Yahuwah? Do we not have different skin type of our dirt, ashes? And fellas, this is for those who will look at this video later. For those who may have a racism problem, to think about that. A lot of y'all don't talk about the dirts. The dirts have different colors out of us. That's beautiful. White, red, tan, black, gray, like kind of a white grayish. You have a light brown, different colors of dirt. Fellas, what we have in common, we all in one. But people don't want to hear that. They still want to be racist because of what we've been told. What we've been taught by our parents, or it's something that we watch that causes us to have racism. Okay? Something that we've been learning and we shouldn't be learning. Okay? So we're going to be dealing with this. And I won't be surprised if we get more dislikes. It's okay. Because I'm not about fame. I'm not about trying to get everybody's attention. If y'all come watch the video, great. I'm not about pride. We're here to do the thing, speak the word out. Okay, that's it. Because we love you guys, man. And you know, this has to be speaking out. Let's pray. We want to thank you for another day. And we ask that this word be speaking out smoothly to where you are pleased with this word. We thank you that you will be esteemed. We ask that people go and listen to this video, will get some understanding, and repent from racism, repent from this type of addiction. Because Father, we know that you want us to love each other. You want us to love each other. Doesn't matter what culture we are from. Doesn't matter what they've been dealing with. You desire for us to uplift other people, Father. So, Father, we thank you on today. In your precious set apart name, you will protect us against hurt, harm, and danger. Protect against distractions. Father, those who may be out their homes and they go to the store, or they get a business going to the store, or go meet somebody. Father, protect them against situations that have nothing to do with you, Yahuwah. So again, we give you honor and praise on today in your precious set apart name, Yahuwah. Halal Yahuwah. Thank you, Yahuwah. So be it. Halal. So first thing I want to go is give me a second. Excuse me. Yes, I want to go to the book of Galatians. Okay. So I want to expose this thing, and we're going to do some parts. Like, we're going to be dealing with the physical issue with racism. Okay, I'm going to try my best to deal with this because it's a big thing to deal with, to talk about. Okay, and again, this is a touchy subject. I would say so. Okay, so we're going to deal with the physical problem. We'll deal with the emotional problems of people. Okay, we're going to deal with that first. And we'll deal with the religion. We'll deal with the relationship. Say you can't be with her, she's white versus. We'll do all that. Okay, so let's take our time with this one. So we're going to go right into chapter 5. I think it's chapter 5. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, we ate pretty good early today. So I'm yawning. I'm not tired, so I'm getting twisted. Um, okay, Galatians. Okay. Um, okay. So it says in chapter 5, verse 19. Okay, we're gonna deal with that. It says, now the works of the body, okay, or flesh are shown or manifest. It says, which are these, okay, which is adultery, okay, fornication, okay, you have uncleanness, you have lasciviousness. Verse 20, you have idolatry, okay, you have witchcraft. Okay, so let me just stop there. We know witchcraft has to do with rebellion. It has to do with competition, battling other people, whether it's spiritually or whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally. So to take my time with that, um, so remember I said earlier in my dialogue that you have people, they may watch certain things, they may learn certain things. So what comes into that play is when you learn something that it is completely support when it support racism, that causes witchcraft. It causes rebellion against loving one another. Okay, because remember, um, Yahuwah loves us, right? Okay, he loved those that worship him. He loved those that looks up to him. Okay, when he is there for us, even though we may not know him, don't you think we should love others too? Okay, so when we are dealing with competitiveness, okay, when I say competitiveness, it's looking at who got the best shoes, who got the best dress, who got the best pants. So when they look at you and say, oh, well, I got the best, you don't, I'm not going to be a friend or whatever. That's racism, my friends. That's witchcraft. That's rebellion. Okay, that's an art. It is a dark art. You're working on satanic division. This is why our lovely girls and boys get bullied in school, even high school, college. It's amazing. It's scary. And what's funny about that, you even have people they just go. And I don't condone going to school. I don't condone people going to school. That just my opinion of truth. Okay, I'm not getting to that reason why. That's the subject of the time. You're willing. But you got people that go to school and they're innocent. They just go there and just get their education. Listen, have you ever noticed that you may have a person, they may have on tight pants and they floody, or they pants is not down to their shoes. They're the ones get picked on the most. What's funny about those people, they there to get their education and they have respect towards you as a person. But them the same people get picked on. Where does that come from? Once again, witchcraft, and then look, let's continue the verse, hatred. Okay, so we know racism is a hateful witchcraft connection. Okay, hating people is what you've been learning growing up. We'll get into that in a minute, or later on today. We got to be careful of what we are learning. Okay, if not, we are going to have a hate of certain against certain people. Okay, especially those who driving. Oh my goodness, man! People that driving road rage. Oh, I've been through it. People would honk the horn. They would stick the middle finger up. They would call you asshole, anything specifically, even when you try to follow the rules of the road. That's racism. Hey, we're out the way. Speed up. That's racism. That's hate. Witchcraft. Let's continue. Variance. Okay. What is variance? We got to love each other, fella. We got to overcome racism. So variance, okay, means okay. The fact or quality of being different, divergent or Inconsistent. That's a good one. Inconsistent. Not practicing righteousness in what you preach, right? You just cut off and just want to come against the person for some reason. Then you got the fact of disagreeing. Look at that. Or arguing. You know who go through this a lot? The Republicans, Democrats, Tea Party, the Congress. Don't get me started on that. The governments. Hello? Racism. Why do people go through stress every day in the White House? You know, I don't condone politics. I'm not into politics like that. I'm into your politics. You have to have Pepto Bismol in their desk every day. Stomach aches, throwing up, cigarettes. Division in the government is big. That's what people confuse. The citizens. Y'all get my point? For example, let's talk the stimulus check. My goodness. You know what's up? I don't go too far here, but I got to go far. You notice in your phone, oh, you get a stimulus check. But you notice, they say, oh, they want to make sure you have a certain qualification. But before you had a stimulus check in your mail, now they want you to have some type of qualification. Doesn't it sound division against you having needs? Is this not called variance right here? You got people that's struggling, trying to make ends meet, or trying to pay their bills, and people are upset. They're confused. They're like, man, why is it taking over my stimulus check to come? That's confusion. They always lie to us. You see your damn phone. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And you want that $1,400 or whatever dollars in your mail, and they plan with us. That's the government. They confused. It's like they do it on purpose. They filled with racism, fellas. Now y'all might say, well, Barack Obama was an Israelite, a black man. Listen, that ain't shit. That ain't shit. Okay, and but he was just like the other presidents, doing wicked shit. So there's no difference. Okay. No different in the lands of third world countries. You get people eating dirt for dinner, eating rice. You hear me? Drinking water. People in famine. That's worse than y'all saw. Okay, he's a Israelite or black president. No, that's nothing. You got people in the lands. The prime ministers and go ain't doing shit for them. Guess what? They get paid off those damn citizens. Like here. That's racism. That's called variance. They're inconsistent. I can talk about this all day. My goodness. All day I can just talk about this stuff. And that's how people are mad. People are stressed. They sad. You go on the bus stop. You go on the bus. People like they got a pissy attitude. I see it all the time. You can't even say hi to a person. They mad. You got women pushing the stroller by themselves, single mothers. They pissed. Then they get what they wanted to help themselves. Come on, man. The government don't give a shit about us. They are in racism. Continue laying with that. Don't worry. Emulation. What does that mean? And y'all quit trusting the government. Y'all got that bad. Quit trusting these daycare centers and child support and all this. They ain't gonna that's not gonna last forever. Yeah, y'all women that hate y'all husbands and y'all so-called claiming they've been abusive, that's bullshit. Y'all that's made up all the time, most cases. Because y'all treat them like shit too, but you're trying to hide yourself and justify, and you want to trust your government and trust your welfare. They're not gonna last, fellas. You better trust in Yahuwah and learn to love one another and take care of your spirit. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Emulation. What does that mean? Emulation means effort to match or surpass or surpass a person or achievement by imitation. Doesn't that sound like careers? You notice, let's say you got a brother, you and him want to do business. Your brother has excelled higher than you, and you ask him to help you. But the brother keeps telling you as a brother to say, no, I'm not going to help you because you're older than me or younger than me. I need you to find help somewhere else. I am busy to help you. But the brother is excelling higher and higher and higher. Now he got himself a mansion. He got a woman. He got 4 children, and his brother is still in an apartment. And the one that's in the apartment asked his brother, "Hey man, congratulations! But I was wondering, man, can you give me like $1,000?" He said, "Go get a job." He said, "Damn, what happened to our brotherhood, man?" He said, "Go get a job." That's emulation. How many of y'all go through that? Where your sibling or your cousin, listen, they got more than you. Y'all was connected at one point. But then when y'all get older, you notice your cousin, sibling, wife, or husband has gotten better. And now you've been degraded because they got more than you and they don't want you to go where they are because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid uh, that you're going to be above the person because they're too jealous. They're too jealous. And now you feel like you have no one. I don't know if y'all been through that experience where you want somebody to to um, to be in that level, but they don't want you to be in that level. They always make an excuse so that you don't excel with them. You see what I'm saying? They don't want you to excel. Okay, that's like a favoritism. That's like a racism. That's like a problem. Emulation. That's emulation. They want to get better than you. Jobs, like I said, most jobs is like that. Careers is like that. Okay, that's why you got people work on the Shabbat. Oh, they work on the Shabbat. Oh, because they try to prove themselves better than other people. Really, you got to work on the Sabbath. Is it that personal? That's emulation. Emulation. Okay, we got to be real than that. We got to stop the emulation. We're destroying our spirit. Let's continue in Galatians 5. And then it says wrath. Let me stop again. Fellas, I said earlier, okay, you got people that may go in the corners and they get their butt beat by another type of nation of people or one person because they see something they don't have, maybe because what they've been taught, and now they've been attacked in the streets. You could be wearing a certain shoes. They come chasing after you and get your shoes. Okay, it's crazy out here. Racism, fellas, wrath. That's what it boils down to. Okay, when you have that type of problem, you think Yahuwah is okay with you? I don't know. Let's continue. Then it says strife that's connected to quarreling or argument over something that's not a big deal. You got people that argue, about why you doing this and why you tell them why you have your own kind only in the streets. They pick a fight. This goes on in New York, man. This goes in Tennessee. This goes on in probably some areas in Kentucky. Some here in Illinois. You got fights going on, people getting bullied. Schools, like I said earlier, schools. You can go to class, people look at you like you nothing. Y'all been through that experience? Huh. Listen, even y'all young girls, I feel sorry for y'all young ladies. Y'all may be Muslims, and I'm not condoning religion. We're not religious, but y'all wear them beautiful head coverings. Y'all know y'all get picked on. They call y'all terrorists. Ain't there some bullshit? But they there to go to school and get education. Sad, ain't it? Or what y'all call them, hijabs? Interesting. And we can't have peace in the schools like that. Now, don't get wrong, there's some schools that don't do racism, but most of them maybe they do that. And now this way that people are afraid to go to school because of that. Racism is a satanic operation, fellas, when it comes to hate, division, cutoffs, okay? All these issues. Let's continue, man. We got sedition. What's that? See, sedition, right? Um, okay, so sedition definition means conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authorities, state monarch. interesting because this kind of reminds me of boycott. This kind of reminds me of like religious conversations. Oh boy. This kind of reminds me of threatening. Let's say you got 10 folks and the other got 10 folks. And there's a boycott argument, that makes sense, about an area that you want to shop at. They don't want you to shop there because you're Chinese versus you're dealing with the whites. And then and then there's a fight, a big fight, a riot going on. That's what this reminds me of. You got folks arguing over the scriptures. We're gonna start with that. People argue over the scriptures, man. People argue about Christianity versus Catholicism. It's crazy out here. That's sedition. Racism, because you probably want the one that want you to be a Christian versus you being a Catholic, or they want you to be a Buddhist. We got a lot of that practice, especially in New York, Brooklyn, the Bronx. And Yahuwah don't want us to get like that. He wants us to love each other, learn his word. We've been taught wrong, fellas. We've been taught the wrong way. That's our problem. We've been looking at things we got no business looking at. That's the problem. And that's why we have racism going on. And then we got what is called heresies. Heresies. Or being a heretic. Now, what that's saying, you speaking things that is not of Yahuwah, but you make it turn out to be the truth. Let's stop right here to prove that problem. Let's go to Acts 19. Let's find that out. I really shouldn't go there because I was dealing with the physical problem, but I can't help the fact to go ahead and get into this because we want to match up with to my heresies, like being a heretic. Okay. So this is about a problem with heresy being exposed versus the truth being spoken out. And this kind of reminds me of people that serving sedition and heresies is being served. So Acts 19, tell me read just a little bit. I'm not going to read too much of this. Okay, so we're going to go to Acts chapter 19, verses 21. We're going to start from there. After these things were ended, Paul purposed in the spirit that when he had passed through Macedonia and Achaia to go to Jerusalem, saying, after I have been there, I must also see Rome. Now, let me stop real quick. I just want to speak something. Rome is a deep place. Rome is, spiritually speaking, it's difficult to deal with. Okay, Rome they hard-headed. They love their gods big time. They love their religion. They love their Catholicism big time. Okay, I'm just saying it is hard for a Roman to come to Yahuwah, man. Very difficult. They are deep on what they believe in. Okay, they big to seditions and heresies. Okay, let's continue. Verse 22. It says, so when he went to Macedonia, two of them that servant to him or ministered to him, Timotheus and Erastus, but he himself stayed in Asia for a season. And the same time, there arose no small stir about the way of Yahuwah. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, okay, which made silver shrines for Artemis, brought those small gain to the craftsmen. Now, guess what? Y'all know this brother is in racism. We'll prove that in a minute. Okay, he's into division, he's into the sedition, all these things. When we call together with the workmen of occupation and said, sirs, you know that by his craft we have our wealth. Okay. Moreover, you see and hear that not alone Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul has persuaded and turned away much people, saying that that they be no Elohim. or more than one God, okay, which are made um, with hands. Okay, so you notice how he was defending against Paul. You know, this guy here, y'all be careful, this idiot. He trying to get us away from our religion and claiming we're not to worship a God made with human hands, right? He's been defensive in verse 26, but he's testifying at the same time, right? Verse 27. So that not only this our craft is a danger to be set at naught or nothing, but also that the temple of the great Elohim, okay, or God, okay, Artemis, which is their deity, okay, should be despised, okay, at her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Israel of the world worship, okay. So y'all notice it's talking about in the land of Asia, okay, the continent, okay, all right, because you have some Asians, in a way, they do worship this deity, but call it some other name in today's tiny language. Did y'all know that? Okay, in some cases, all right. And when they heard these sayings, they were full of anger. Did y'all not just hear that? Did we not just read in Galatians 5? It's about wrath, the worst of the fleshly body, anger, right? We got this is racism. This is that's why I want to get into the story. These people were pissed. They're ready to kick some ass. They're ready to put their hands on Paul. Okay, they're ready to attack Paul. Really? Okay, let's continue, man. Okay. When they heard this saying, they were pissed or looked full of wrath, cried out, "Great is Artemis of the Ephesians," or Ephesaim. They were just defending. Have you ever been in that situation where y'all may talk to some people and they just like, I'm gonna beat your ass. How dare you talk about my God? Doesn't matter what belief you in, we go to heaven. Yeah. Okay. I've been there. Trust me, it wasn't comfortable. Okay. And the whole city was filled with confusion. Confusion. Okay. Okay. Racism is an umbrella above a lot of issues. Okay. Sedition, wrath, remember, confusion. Okay. Fornication, maybe that too. You got your racism, it matches all of that stuff. Okay. This is a demonic operation. Okay. So, confusion. Having caught Gaius and Aristarchus, men of Macedonia, Paul's companions, and traveled, they rushed one accord into the theater. And when Paul would have entered into the people, the time of new suffering not. Okay. Or disciples. Or allowed him not, or suffered. Okay. Verse 31. Certain of the chief Asia, which were his friends, sent into him, desiring him that he would not adventure himself into the theater. Okay. So they make sure that this brother and his people don't go right into the theater and speak the word of Yahuwah. Okay, to them. Even you see how this is personal. You see how this is called racism. This is racism, fellas. Right here, clear as daylight. Let's continue. Some therefore cried one thing and some another, for the assembly was confused. You see my point? Confused. Confused. And the more part knew not wherefore they were to come together, right? And they drew Alexander out of the multitude, and the Hebrews put him forward. Alexander beckoned with the hand and would have made his defense to the people. But when they knew that he was a Hebrew, I don't say Yahudi, with all with one voice, about the space of 2 hours, cry out, "Great is Artemis of the Ephesians," or Ephesaim. Okay. Now, when the town scribe had quieted the people, he said, "Men of Ephesians, or Ephesus, okay, what man is there who does not know how that the city of Ephesians, okay, or Ephesus, is a worshiper of the great Alua, Artemis, okay, who has fallen from the skies." Do y'all see my point with this? This is why we have deaths fellas, why we have religious war. Did y'all know there's been religious wars back then? Why was there a World War II? Why was there a World War One? Huh? Why was there a Cold War? Why was there a Great Depression? I'm explaining why. It was for religious power. Did you know our government are religious too? Did you know our prime ministers are religious? We're dealing with racism, fellas. Why do you think people get murdered? Because of the scriptures. Did y'all know in Pakistan? And I can just end this right now. This is too emotional. People get their heads cut off because of the scriptures. Did y'all know that? Get their heads cut off, literally, beheaded, decapitated, because they agree with the scriptures, but they don't want to be within their religion. Muslim. Talk about wrath, racism, sedition, emulation. Okay, we got to stop that. But I understand these nations, they where they want to be. They are immune to this. They can't help it. It's like a drug. You know how you take a drug? Huh? You know how you go to a rehab? What happens when you have your drug in a few weeks or a week? You go crazy. In your bed. You scream, you sweat. You got snot come out your nose. You're throwing up. You're spitting. Okay? Because you are craving for that drug. Excuse me. This how it is with people that love their religion. When you tell them something that's right, they get offended. Have you noticed that? They will say you judging them. That's bullshit. They always say you judging. They love saying you judging them. And you wasn't judging anything. You was telling them the instruction. Racism, they try to make it look like you are the evil one when they really are. And I'm starting to say it like that. And I'm not saying, hey, anybody, I'm just speaking what it is. In this story, Paul and his people was being highly disrespected, fellas. I just read you the story. Because of racism. These fellas were religious as shit. They love their deity, which is stupid, because the damn thing don't move. It don't freaking move. It's just a damn idol. It's a statue. Racism is the most hateful thing in the earth. Did y'all know that? It's a hateful thing. Did y'all know Satan is racist against Yahuwah? Oh my goodness. Let's go back in the book of now moving on to the spiritual aspect of it, but it's okay. We go there. Let's go to Isaiah. Racism is the most hateful thing to have in the earth, man. Really. Because Satan wanted to be like Yahuwah so bad, emulation. But Yahuwah didn't allow it. He didn't allow that. Satan was trying to take over the world like Yahuwah was. You think he allowed that? Let's find out. Isaiah. Hold on. And this is why Satan wants to take his people versus Yahuwah's people. But he tried to take Yahuwah's people with him. Because remember, Satan is a racist against Yahuwah. Satan is jealous. He hates the Father. He hates the Creator. That's why the same thing why people hate the Creator. Same concept. Racism, fellas. It's a hate. It's a variance. even in your Facebook account, same thing. You know how you in your Facebook account and you put out some important truths, and people slander your name. They say they call you a terrorist. They call you anything, and then you got people blocking you because those folks look at your page. At one point, they like what you put out, but then they blocked you because the one that hate what you put out was like, hey, y'all, look, person put out those posts. Hey, listen, y'all block him. Y'all block her. Listen, I heard that she's a racist. No, excuse me, a rapist. Or she murdered somebody. I saw it. And they will fall for that, and then they block you. They will make up lies to you. I'm preaching today. They make up lies. Right. Division. They will find a ways to knock you out. See my point? And no, we're supposed to come together. We're supposed to come together as one, no matter what you're from. But we're not doing that. That's why Yahuwah's going to end this earth. I can't wait for you to do that. He's going to end it and restore it. I hate one. I'm fishing. I'm trying to calm down. Isaiah 14. Yashayahu. Satan hates Yahuwah. Check this out. If we start, let's start in verse 9. Isaiah 14, verse 9. That's why Yahuwah's going to deal with Satan. He's going to deal with him, and he will never come back. Okay? Shehu, grave from beneath is or under is moved for you to meet you at your coming. Doesn't that sound familiar in the book of Genesis? He told Satan he's gonna move in the earth, eat the earth like dust, like that, like a snake, a serpent. That's what he's called, the serpent. Hello, he's called the serpent, the great dragon. Hello, okay. Move to meet you at your coming. It stirs up Raphaim. Okay, I forgot what that was in English. Forgive me. For you, even as the chief ones of the earth. Okay, who are the chief ones? You got your presidents, those are chief ones. You got your lieutenants. You have your prime ministers. Okay, y'all need to quit trusting these damn prime ministers. Quit trusting what they want you to do. Stop that. They don't have interest in you. I'm sorry to say that. They don't. They do not. Quit voting for presidents. Y'all think these freaking people would care for us? Man, they got racism against us as we speak. Okay? Let's continue. For you, even all the chief ones of the earth, it has raised up from their thrones, all the kings of the nations. See that? The kings of the nations, fellas, prime ministers, the head leaders, the Illuminati. Yes, I'm going to add them into the elitists. Okay? Those are kings of the nations. Okay? The senators. All those are kings of the nations, fellas. Okay? All right. Verse 10. All they should speak and say to you are yours become weak as we? Okay? That's the question of, hey, I want you to be with us. Did y'all know all prime ministers and presidents worship Satan? I'm gonna say it again, get to your damn head. You don't have to agree with me. It's okay. Each leader worships Satan. Okay? They worship the devil. Why do y'all think the president of the United States traveled to Philippines, India, Mexico to meet them, meet the Pope? They kiss the hand of the Pope, and they have satanic idols in their churches, in these big time churches. Come on, think about this for a minute. I did a teaching on Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots. It's all a game. It's racism, fella. They don't want us here. Okay? My goodness. It's racism. Okay? Are you become like it to us? Your pomp is brought down to the grave, and noise of your vitals. The worms is spread under you, and the worms cover you. What does that sound like? Satan's going to get cursed. And there was a prophetic conversation went on here that he is going to be leading the kings of the nation, which Satan is doing. And let me add this, queens of the nations. But y'all trust him so much. And no wonder why y'all become so ghetto-fat and become worldly. And y'all think that y'all love Yahuwah. Y'all be somebody, I believe in God. Quit playing with me. It's confusion. That's what this all is. It's all confusion. And y'all think it's okay. Come on, man, let's continue. Oh, how are you fallen from firmament or halal? Okay, which is connected to the word Lucifer. Who is Lucifer? The light bearer, the one that tries to contain the light. Satan. Okay, son of the howling morning. Interesting, because Satan is into the false light. False light is based on religions or confusions or racisms. deaths. Okay, plots, conspiracy. Okay, every lot of stuff. A big list. Then it says, how are you cut down to the ground? Remember, Satan was the right-hand man of Yahuwah. He was a musician. Okay, Ezekiel 38 proves that. Read there, get a chance for your homework. But he was into the music, and the messengers loved it. But Satan got kicked out of the perfect place, fellas. Satan was giving Yahuwah emulation. He wants to succeed more than Yahuwah. Yahuwah's like, no, and kicked his ass out. That's why Satan came on this earth. You get the point? Racism. And guess what? Satan is still a racism to me as we speak. I'm speaking. Okay. Weaken the nations. Weaken the nations. Weaken the nations. You see that? How did he weaken the nations? Satan giving the people religions. Satan giving the people how religions work. Satan giving people it's okay to be homosexuals. Satan giving people to hate each other. Satan giving people to take your rear hair off and wear wigs. That's why people are confused today. Today's time. They can't maintain a relationship. They cannot maintain the scriptures. They get tired of reading the scriptures. They get tired when they go through some things. They go through disciplines of Yahuwah. They say Yahuwah is too much for me. I want to get something simple, something easy. I'm bored. I want to do it life all day. I don't want no discipline. That's how we got weakened. We fed Satan. We fed him in his ways. And well, some of us don't know it. Racism. This is where we got women fight over toenail polish, fight over who got the best freaking dress on. This is no joke. This is racism. And I hate it. You got these damn parents coming against you because you went to Yahuwah versus she may be a Catholic, but she want to change and leave the religion. But the parents call the cops on the man, and they make up lies and threats against him because of racism, because he's not a Catholic like their daughter. Ain't that something? Ain't that about a blimp? Y'all know what I'm talking about. We got people have racism to come to age. It's so stupid. You too young for me. You too old for me. That's racism. That's division. That's immaturity. Are you kidding me? And I wonder why we have a lot of people that's lonely in the earth. Lonely. They're so lonely because of racism, age, and how the person look. Are you kidding me? But they know how to take care of you. Let me keep going. All right. He says, that really hit me when he talks to weaken the nations. Oh my, he showed it for many years ago. Verse 13, for you have said in your heart, I will ascend into the firmament, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahuwah. You know what this sounds like? He wants to be above Yahuwah. That's called emulation. That means to be successful above somebody through jealousy or through competition. I just read the definition earlier. Over succeed over somebody. Are you serious? Without even assisting a person? Remember, Yahuwah is the Most High. Yahuwah is above Satan anyway. And he still is. Forever. Y'all not get what I'm saying. It's okay. It's all right. I will sit also upon the mount of the assembly in the sands of the north. I will be, you got this I will do this. I'm being oh, blah, blah, blah. That's what he's doing. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Are you serious? Emulation at its finest. And when he said that I want to be like the Most High, or Al Elyon, they're just saying that he wants to be above him. He wants more than him. This is why Satan created celebrities, rappers. Fellas, do you hear what I'm saying? Rappers. Why do you think people look up to these damn rappers and worship them? Because they're like gods to these damn people, these citizens. And these citizens don't got time for Yahuwah. It's about a satanic grab. Satan want a lot of people with him to destroy them. We get 2 million views, for example, YouTube, 3 million views over some stupid ass 3-some minutes of rap songs about putting a woman's panties down and screwing in the ass, giving them drugs, whatever, rap songs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Talk about emulation. Satan been mad at Yahuwah for a long time. And he's proven Yahuwah against the statement. And that's why we got people, now we get to come in with religion now. Now, that's why we got a lot of religious people now. That's why we got over 1,000 some religions. Because Satan is trying his best to get everybody with him. Everybody. We got people leaving Yahuwah to come back to Christianity. I've seen the stories. We got people leaving Yahuwah to be a Jew, being Catholics again. It's freaking sad to me. That's called being apostate. Let's prove that in Timothy, please. I hope I'm speaking okay. I hope that people look at this video later that they will get understanding. I'm trying the best I can. Remember, Satan is people are racist against the things of Yahuwah. People as well. Okay? Religion, you don't want to get into religion. Religion is a big time spiritual racism. It is big. It is the most evil knowledge in today's time. Many years this is going on. Okay, the word religion comes from a Greek word. It's called religio, and that means to pull you by force. Okay, spiritually pull you back from the possibility of the truth and bring you to desperate lies. That's where religion came from of the definition. A lot of y'all didn't know that. Okay, religion. Okay, which connect to the word govern or government, because the word govern means to control over. Okay, ment has to do with the department of controlling the minds of many. Okay, y'all like, damn. That's what that is. That's what that is. So let's go here, because this is about people leaving Yahuwah and going back to the world. And when I talk about going back to the world, I'm just talking about those who are going back in their sins. It's a sad case. That's why Satan never get tired. This monster, this wicked one, is desperate as hell. I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling y'all to stay focused on you. I'll be telling later that. Stay focused on you. I told her it's not about me and her. It's not about people we meet, whatever. It's about the Father and Him alone. Okay? We all gonna be judged of our behaviors. Every freaking individual is gonna be judged by the Father. And it's not gonna be pretty. We got to stop playing with righteousness and stay with righteousness and take it seriously. Or was it 2 Timothy? Sorry, let me see here. Give me a second. Yeah, Paul exposed some problems here. Okay. We got people, like I say, he's talking about that people leaving the ways of Yahuwah and going back to the world. People know everything about the truth, but they wanted to go back. I'm like, wow, you really want to go back to the world? You know what it's going to bring? You know what you're going to go through? They'd be like, yeah, I know that, but I just feel like there's a better way to get saved. People come with some dumb excuses. It's spooky. People will go back to it's sad. Trying to find 2 Timothy here. Okay. Okay, this is one of them. Okay, this is one of them. Racism is so heavy. This is what people go through. People leave the file because of this. So, chapter 4, right? Excuse me. Let's go to chapter 4 and verse 10. Okay? 4, verse 10. But one of the men of Yahuwah left. It says, for Demas has forsaken me and loved this present world. See that? It's a tragic. So this guy knows the truth. He knew everything about the truth. So we know Satan got him anyway at that time. And it's departed into Tuskin, Crescens to Galatia, Titus to Dalmatia. Okay. And then let's find another example of this problem. It's the same chapter. Let's go to chapter 2. Verse 17. This is where they have a religion. These are the people that left and become this religious thought. Okay. So let's go to verse 17, 18. And their word will eat as does gangrene, of whom is Hymenaeus and Philetus, who concerning the truth have erred against it, or sinned against the truth, lied against it, saying that resurrection is already past, though the agreement of some. Okay. So again, this comes from what we learned. Here's what you learned. It would tire us down like that. So these particular men, one left, the other one's teaching. Okay, saying, oh well, y'all believe in this religion. Believe what I say. Agree with what I say. Okay. So what is this called? Sedition. Okay. When you have debate and you come to religion and you try to get people who go into truth to religion. For example, in Facebook. And this is why I don't really go to groups like that. I really don't. But Facebook is a great example because you have a lot of groups where one believes in the immersion, and one agrees that Yahusha is Yahuwah. Then you got one that agrees that we don't keep the Sabbath anymore. It is hilarious. It is scary. That's why I do not bother with them damn groups. Okay? And then you have people, they will debate with you when you speak something, what they agree on, and they will call you a sinner. They will cut you off the group. So I've been through that experience, and it's very stressful. Where does this come from? Confusion, racism. It just comes from some people just don't want to live the truth fully. They want to live the truth a little bit or halfway. It's crazy. Okay, I call that cherry picking, where you get people, they will say one thing and then they disagree with another. So you have a person that agree on, okay, the Sabbath is okay to keep, but then I have some people say, well, the Sabbath starts only for 6 hours. Or verse 1 say, oh, I only do 12 hours. It's crazy, okay? It's ridiculous. Knowing that we're supposed to be in one agreement with the word of Yahuwah, not different agreements with the word of Yahuwah. That's the difference. Okay? Let me get my minds collected together. Excuse me, sorry about that. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Guys, give me a second here. My apologies. Okay. Okay. Let's go to Proverbs 15 and 22. Right. I hope y'all be inspired to get it together, to make it right. It says, without correction or counsel, purposes are disappointed. Let me stop there. That's a very good point. Think about it, because when we were babies and toddlers, and we were growing up, we had an innocent mind. Have y'all noticed that? Every baby or toddler had an innocent mindset until somebody came over and destroyed it. Because it says without counsel, meaning without the word of God, without truth, without disciplinary of you. Okay? So what was interesting with this, that the reason why how people came up with the ideals of coming against each other and things, because parents, what they do is they share their generations to their new children, to their children, and then the next generation, and the next generation. For example, when I grew up, okay, I grew up learning holidays when I was, I think, 9 or 8 years old. Okay, didn't know what the hell it was at one point. I learned all the holidays and I followed them. But at the same time, I just wanted to be a good boy forever. Until somebody came and like, okay, well, you can do this, you want to. This is okay to keep Christmas. Blah, 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 blah. That's called racism, fellas. Because guess what? My parents knew the scriptures, despite they were into the religion of Catholicism. Okay, most of our families were these Catholics. Okay, but they knew the commandments. They don't want to keep them. You know my point? That's what it says without counsel, racism. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like sedition. Without counsel. So you just give me your counsel, have nothing with Yahuwah, but the way of the world, the way of the satanic source. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed. Okay? While the multitude of counselors, they are set up. Okay? Well, this first sentence is very, very big because this reminds me of religion. I don't think religious people, they get really upset when they heard some truths of Yah, Yahuwah, and they said, damn, I hate that I know this 20 years ago. Why are you deceiving me now? They get mad. They become emotional. I was like that. When I first was spoken truth in 2010 in San Antonio, Texas, okay, trust me, man, I was like, no way. I was upset. Because prior to that, I was a Christian for near 10 years, very close to 10 years. And I thought I had it right. I was pissed. I said, geez, no way, really? I didn't know that. But I agreed with that because it was in the word of Yahuwah. I know y'all been through that experience where you have something going and then somebody else came along and yeah, I appreciate it, Ruben. How you doing? Came along and they tell you something different versus what you had positive. It was of Yahuwah, but you didn't even know it. And then somebody come along to serve you. No different relationships. Have y'all been through a situation where you love someone and you have another friend comes along and they hate that they for the like? Thank you, appreciate it. I think that was you, Ruben, maybe. They tell you, hey, listen, this person you like is not good for you. You might want to rechange and get somebody that's in this type of generation, get somebody that's worldly. Talk about, once again, sedition and relation, okay? It's like a racism type counsel. It's without counsel. Purposes are disappointed, okay? Praise the Lord. All right? Shalom, shalom. All right? So, and now you found a disappointment when you go you met that person again, now that person have a life going on, and you want to be like, Mom and Dad, why did y'all deceive me? Why? Right? It comes from this verse in 22. Because you had no counsel, your purpose had been disturbed. You could have been with that person Yahuwah the whole time, but you love Mom and Dad so much more than Yahuwah. You didn't know, but you had a mind of that you want to do right. So something's wrong with that picture. We have to trust in you. Okay, so I'm gonna get to that. Okay, so let me jump forward to something else. Let's get on relationships, because I'm tired of people saying that, okay, if this person was white, you can't be with him, or you can't be with her. We're going to deal with that right now. Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy, chapter 10, okay? I think we got somebody new that's doing that. Pretty sure. We're going to deal with this, because let me, not to say any names, okay? I've looked at, some videos, and we get white people being mistreated by those people that those purple looking clothing, and they teach the word of Yahuwah allegedly, and they get attacked sometime, and then you have the Philippines being mistreated as well. It's horrible. Okay, it is horrible. So we're going to deal with that, because that is hate, that is racism, that is variance at its finest. Yahuwah don't want us to treat others with disrespect. And those people wanted the truth really bad. Deuteronomy, or Deuteronomy. Let's go to chapter 10, please. Let's go to verse 19. Okay. Actually, let's go to start verse 17. Okay. It says, "For Yahuwah is a Lord." Okay. The great Almighty. Okay. And terrible, I guess, to mean like fearful, like he fearing him. It says, "Which regards not persons nor takes rewards." So we know that Yahuwah is not into favoritism. Yahuwah is not a racist. That's what that's saying right here. Keep that in mind, right? Then it says, verse 18, "He executes the judgment of the fatherless and widow." So in other words, he don't judge people to death. Okay? And loves the stranger. You see that? Loves the stranger. Have y'all been through a situation, you driving, and you said, "Man, I almost got to a car accident, but something saved me from there." That was Yahuwah. But many of y'all don't know that. Y'all can be a religious person, or y'all can be normal, not in a religion. Yeah, it's sad that y'all reckon that it was the Father doing that. Okay, anyway. And giving him food and raiment. So listen, if Yahuwah can cause stores to be created for us to go and shop and give us dirt and water to grow our food, like plants, doesn't it show us that we need to stop racism? Think about that for a minute. So why we hate each other, knowing that Yahuwah is showing love to us? Listen, I was a sinner for many years. My woman was too. If Yahuwah was patient with us that long, why are we still doing racisms? Yahuwah didn't have to prepare my ladies to know him, but he did it because he's seen the mind that he wants to live right. He wanted, he's seen it already. Okay? He's seen it. Okay? Now listen, in verse 19, this is big. Okay? It says, "Love you, therefore, the stranger." Okay? The stranger can be two parts. It can be somebody you don't know, or another nation or person. That's it. We'll get people saying you can't marry this person, you can't be related with this person. We're gonna deal with them real soon. Yes, you can. It says, "For you were strangers in the land of Egypt or Metzaniu." Okay? Okay. Now, let's go to the book of Ruth, and after that, we go to the book of Tobit and Ecclesiasticus. Okay? We're going to deal with some proofs that that's racism. People speak that. I'm going to speak the contrary. So let's go right ahead to Ruth. I'm read a few things. We go to the book of Tobit. Okay. We got to stop hating each other, man. Show love for others. Like, for example, this man, Ruben, another person is, he gave me two comments from East Europe. Y'all see me speaking some shit to this man? No, I did not. Did I not supposed something positive? You smell right? And that makes us feel good. We got a person from Europe giving us a comment and put a light there. That made me feel really good in my heart. Especially with this beautiful lady here from another nation. That's even damn good for me. You see what I'm saying? And at one time I told her, you shouldn't be with me because you this and you feel me. Why would I tell her that dumb shit? Anyway, now let's go ahead. Be some real careful because Boaz said something that's very interesting. It's like he spoke a commandment, like something like Yahuwah, to prove that Boaz was not into racism. Boaz was an Israelite. Ruth was a Japanese or Chinese young lady. Did y'all know that? Look up Moab. Moab was a tribe of the Chinese and Japanese women and men and boys and stuff. I think Vietnamese women and men, boys and girls. Moab. Okay, those called it back in way years ago. Okay. Now, I'm still trying to find Ruth. Give me a second. See here. This might be a part two. Definitely. So possibly it's going to be a part two. Ruben, if I know you messaged me earlier, appreciate it. I usually start because right now it's 4:21 p.m. I know in Europe you guys are in the nighttime. Not mistaken. You guys are like east. Okay, so I usually start by 3, sometimes 3:30, depends on what I'm doing. Okay, I don't know if you, I don't be in bed or midnight. I know Europe is like hours away. Okay, that smells really good. Yeah, or I can just share it. Oh, it's midnight. Okay, what? Happy Sabbath to you, young man. Yeah, feel free to come back, man. Like I said, we are, like I said, yeah, we're in Illinois in America. So you are 7 hours and 38 minutes ahead of us. Yeah, don't be a stranger. Oh, juice. I thought it was like tea. Oh, it tastes good. Um, anyway, back on focus. Okay, well, brother, let me just say this to you. Do you go to strip bars all the time? Do you go to bars a lot? I thought I heard something about that before in the news. YouTube, they started locking down the countries, especially Russia, that you can't get in certain spots where I've seen actually. Yeah, they was doing that in Israel. Okay. You get some praise for you. And do you know Yahuwah? Do you know the truth? Are you gonna be a learner? Okay. So if I go to chapter 2. So he said something that was very, very cool, very loving, and it is relating to today's time and how we treat each other. He said something. He was like, if we go to verse 10, we'll start from there in Ruth chapter 2, right? Because Boaz is a great example that's against racism. She fell on her face and bowed herself to the ground and said to him, why have I found favor in your eyes? Okay. That you should take knowledge of me, seeing I'm a stranger, right? Stranger. So there was a few things. She was a stranger in the land, and she was a stranger of nation. Okay. She was a stranger against Yashrael or Israel. Not saying she hated Israelite. No. She was just a nation that they don't worship Yahuwah. Okay. So verse 11, um, I love what Boaz was saying because he don't condone people hating each other or speaking of religious racism, saying you can't be this person Chinese, whatever. Let's see what he says. Boaz answered, said to her, it has been fully shown me all that you have done unto your mother-in-law, right? Since the death of your man and how you have left your father and your mother, right? And the land of your nativity and are come into a people, right? Which you knew not heretofore or before, okay? And then Yahuwah recompense or pay back your work or your behavior, and a full reward be given to you of Yahuwah of Yashrael. See that? Okay? Under whose wings you are come to trust. So wings is talking about Boaz, him disciplining her, being a future husband, being a leader, and he was speaking love and respect towards this woman that she from another nation, fellas. We're talking about this dumb thing, about well, you can't be with her or him because this person is Japanese and you are Israelite. That's stupid as I don't know what. Okay. I find it real dumb and evil. Okay. That's what I deal with this now. It's normal to be with different nation of people. Okay. It's normal. Okay. This is the first step right here. Let's go to another step. Let's go to the book of Tobit. Okay. Tobit. Now, get me wrong. Okay. We are not to be with people that worship gods. Now, that's a problem. But you have people that talk some, well, it don't matter if they worship Yahuwah or they learn Yahuwah. You supposed to be with them. That is the dumbest lie I've ever heard in my life. Okay? That is real stupid. It is normal to be with somebody that loves Yahuwah. Absolutely. You can be with somebody that's religious, but as long as they want to leave religion and come to Yahuwah, that's fine too. Okay, I know y'all hate hearing that part, but that's true. Because you got people who will really leave their religion, literally, and agree with you saying and follow Yahuwah with you. I mean, that's just common sense. Okay, I'm just saying. But y'all talking about, that's racism. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And these women and men came out of the country and they trying to establish a marriage. They trying to be with them. That's selfish. That's evil. Really? Anyway. So, Tobit. Um, Now, I want to speak something what they should have said instead of saying, if they know Yahuwah, you can be with them. Check this out. To Yahoo or Tobit, chapter 4. Let's go to verse 12. This is what they should be saying, not other way around. Okay? Beware of all whoredom. What is whoredom? Harlots. Women that is prostitutes in the spirit. They are worshiping deities, like spiritual fornication. It's the same with men that can be from another nation. The same thing. We are not to be with them types. That's Yahuwah. That's what Yahuwah wanted. That's what he was talking about. Not the normal way. Not if somebody wants to be with you, wash your clothes, and take care of you, and pray with you, and learn the word of Yahuwah. That is perfect. Yahuwah's okay with that. Let's continue to read. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a woman the seed of your fathers, and take not a strange woman. Okay? Take not a strange woman or a wicked woman. Okay, you got two different strange words. You got the wicked version and you have the nations. Okay, that's it. Okay, oh, you have somebody that you don't know. Okay, that's it. The strange parts right here was the first one. The one that is religious and they are wicked. Yes, we are not to take them. Okay, we are not to marry into them. Okay, we cannot do it. To be your woman, which not your father's tribe, for you are children of prophets. Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all marry women of their own kindred and were favoring their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. That's step two. Okay. Now, um, let's go right into, and we almost done too, by the way. It's kind of short today. Okay. Let's go right into Genesis. Joseph got to a covenant with the Egyptian woman. I'm going to say it again. Joseph got to a relationship, a covenant with a Egyptian woman. Okay? Genesis. Let's go right into, let me see here. Let's see. close to here. Let's look here. Okay, so chapter 41. Okay, so chapter 41. And let's go right into verses 43. And he made him to ride in the second chariot, which he had, and they cried before him by the knee. He made him ruler of all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without you shall a man lift up his hand, his foot in all the land of Egypt. Pharaoh called Joseph's name Sophnath Hanok, and he gave him to be his woman, Asenath, the daughter of Pharaoh, priest of On. And Joseph went out over the land of Egypt. See that? Y'all know who Joseph was, right? He was a set apart man, was he not? And what's funny about this, Yahuwah didn't punish him. He didn't punish him because he went with an Egyptian woman. Mind you, the Egyptian woman followed you with the man. Okay? So you guys got to stop agreeing with that nonsense, saying that we cannot be with those from different nations. That's horrible to say that and to teach that. Okay? That's not cool. Because every human being has needs, special relationships. Okay? You gotta stop that. Now, let's go into Leviticus. I'm just exposing some things right now against racism. Okay? That's what I'm doing. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Another good one. Okay. So let's go to Leviticus 25. And this is the law of how to treat strangers. Even we get to a covenant with them. Okay? We got to stop the racism, guys. Okay? So let's go ahead. Let's get into this. Let's start in verse makes perfect sense. Okay. All right, let's start at verse 39, guys. 39. Okay, it says, and if your brother, sweet sister, that dwells by you, be very poor, waxen poor, and be sold unto you, or be brought into you, or this can be through, in today's time, it can be like taking care of somebody, this faithful marriage, covenant, something like that. Think about it. And you should not force him to serve as a bondservant. And let me stop real quick because we got people, they treat others with racism like shit. For example, look at the jobs. You got people now, let's say you have somebody from Jamaica or Uganda or Philippines. And you're in America, you have a job, and they make you work so many hours versus you get the regular workers working 40 hours. But they make you some strange excuse why you work extra hours, 70, 80 hours a week, and you're so tired. That's racism. That's forcing people to work like a slave. You've got marriages. You got some cases where you got these men, they treat these women like shit, like women from Rome, Philippines, uh, Macedonia, specifics, and they treat them. They treat them like slaves. Especially certain white women, they treat them like slaves, man. And don't give a shit about those white. And they get them pregnant, and they treat them like slaves. You know, do that sometimes, white men, and some Israelite men too. That's against scripture. We're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to force servitude or slave work to our women. That that's not cool. And they call out their names. That's racism. At its finest. You're not working a job, but you're up here living this money. Oh my goodness. You're living in somebody's house, listen, who came from another nation, and they got their own place, and they treat you like that's your house, but really, that's not your house. And her name is on the house. And you don't want to do shit for that woman. You don't want to work and get your own place. You should make it whatever. No, let's get to this point. You should not force her to serve as a bondservant. Then it says, but as a hired servant and as a sojourner. A sojourner is somebody from another nation. That's another word. Or it can be somebody that's married to you. Okay? Like my woman, she's a sojourner to me. She stays from the nation. If that makes sense. Okay? He or she shall be with you. You see that? But y'all talking about so well, y'all can't be with this person nation. Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm reading right here. You want to challenge me, you know what I'm at. I'm in YouTube. Or you give me a damn phone call. Because y'all got it bad about teaching this nonsense. But as a higher servant and sojourner, he or she should be with you and should serve you. Until the year of Jubilee. Year of Jubilee is one of the feast days. I think that's the Feast of Trumpets, something like that. And then shall he depart from you. They should depart from both he and she with him, should return to the family, and possess his father shall return. That's one inheritance. Okay, you create an inheritance. You know how you made a marriage. You take a big visit to your family, they give you something for your wife, another nation or whatever, a gift. It can be some clothes for your babies that when you impregnated, she carry your baby, right? Verse 42, for they are my servants, which I brought from out of the land of Egypt. They should not be sold as bondmen. Did you hear me? You see that? But what the people did to us, they sold us as slaves, fellas. They sold us as slaves into America. Our forefathers, Philippines, Indians, and so-called black Israelites, they've been sold, they've been raped, okay, as bondmen, as servants, as slaves, house slaves. And we got people that still do that. We got people that still do racism. We got the Ku Klux Klan. They still here in certain states. See how important racism is talking about? We are not to treat people like slaves. It's against the scriptures of you. We're supposed to treat each other with respect, workmanship, or a positive company, whether it's religion or not. We're supposed to love each other and support each other as a family, right? Or as a connection, whether we're together in land, a field, making houses. Okay. Um, Verse 43, it said, "You should not rule over him or her with hardness or rigor." Okay, but you fear Yahuwah. Look at that. Okay, but what the people do? Certain person, another nation, they bully you. They get you pick up their books, like your books out of school. They kick you in the face. All this stuff. Ain't this called rule over you with rigor? Treat like you nobody. Treat like a piece of rat. You're not supposed to do that. These jobs do that. Certain jobs do that. They give people Saturdays up. They want you to run Shabbat. All this, man. That's unfair. They serve you with rigor, with hardness. You know, like obstacles, hard time. They give you a hard time. You got to give them the street by their own coworkers, man. That's racism. Please, we start with that shit. You get people mistreated so bad by their coworkers for no reason, or for a certain reason because you're from another nation. You got nation against nation, man. Yeah, it's all nation against nation. You got folks that want to serve you with what they got, that they can give you, they can afford. They can't give it to you, but they got it. They got way more than you. They want to give it to you. Come on, man. All right. Then it says, verse 44: "Both your bondman and your bondmaids, which you shall have, shall be of the he that round about you. Them shall buy bond and bondmaids, like bringing a man. Moreover, the children of strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall you buy or save of their families that are with you." Okay, will save begat in your land, and they shall take your possession, and you take them as inheritance for your children. Okay, see that? Doesn't it sound like that? It's okay. It is okay to intermarry nations and get them pregnant and have children. That's what that sound like in verse 46. Okay, inheritance for your children after you inherit them for possession. They should be your bond and forever. But over your brethren, the children of Yashua, shall you not rule over another with rigor. If a stranger or a nation, okay, or strangers wax rich by you, and your brother dwells by him, wax poor, and by himself sell himself to the stranger or sojourn by you, or to the stock of the stranger's family. After that he is sold, may he be redeemed again. One his brother may redeem him or save him. Okay, verse 49. Either his uncle's son may redeem him or save him, or any that is near kin of him, and to him or his family may redeem him or save him or her, if he be able to redeem himself. Okay. Um, so again, this is about bringing in together to work together as a team, as a family. But most people don't want to do that. People come against you. People want to speak bullshit. People want to speak pride and don't want to work things out. You got people don't want to be with you because you have a certain nation. It's ridiculous out in the world, man. We got to learn to come against those things. You know, keep the commandments and learn how to respect and love each other as one. Okay, we have to have one agreement with Yahuwah and end this racism. Okay, it is ridiculous. I'm gonna end it right here. Okay, I know I still have things to cover. Let's make it a little short today. So look out for next Shabbat. Will be another place. We'll be in Indiana. Very excited about that. So we see a new environment, and prayerfully, you guys get some understanding and end racism.